Sven Dirkschneider, the drummer of UDO. First I'm going to introduce myself. I'm 21 years old. I have my own band in Cologne called Damaged, and yeah, what did I do? I played for Saxon in February, 5 UK shows with them, and yeah, now I'm the drummer of UDO. Started in March. On the 5th we had our first show in Würzburg, Germany, and yeah, now we're actually on tour at the Z7 in Pratteln, in Switzerland, and yeah, we're gonna do a little tour report for you.
This is my son Sven, I'm Udo, the father of Sven, of course, and yeah, why I choose him as a drummer? So I mean, I saw him playing drums since I don't know how many years. You know, when I was looking for a new drummer, I mean, I knew he's a very good drummer, and so I mean, I'm looking for somebody, for a stranger, looking for somebody I know very well, and he knows me very well. So here we go.
Yeah, I'm using these wonderful 5A regular drumsticks from Wincent with my own signature and the UDO logo. I do it every night. I wax them up a little bit to just have a little bit of more grip on the sticks, but they are working pretty fine for me. Have a good balance, and I like them very much. Yeah, how did it come that I started playing with UDO? I did the Saxon shows at the beginning of the year, and I worked as a drum tech for UDO before on the last tour, on the Steelhammer tour, and of course, as you know, actually Udo Dirkschneider is my father, and I'm touring with him or going with him out on festivals and different concerts for many years. And I think the first time I worked for them was in 2007 or 2008, when I was 15 or 16 years old. I started building up the drum kit, and yeah, I play since I'm 5 years old, and it was always drumming for me my whole life. And yeah, it's a pretty cool feeling actually to play with my dad. Yeah, so I started this year playing with UDO. I have to say I played before with them in 2012 already on the Wacken festival. I did 4 songs with the old lineup of UDO from the 80s. Yeah, funny things out of school. There are many of them. Actually, nobody was allowed to come to my home actually or meet my parents or something, because they thought that my mother is just walking around in leather pants and my dad is taking drugs and is abusing alcohol and all that shit actually, which wasn't like that at all. My father is just like a normal person, like everybody. He did his garden when we lived together, and it was strange for them to deal with it, because if you sit down and you know, when you sit down with your class and talk about what is your father doing, and everybody goes like, yeah, he's, I don't know, working in the office, my dad is a lawyer or something, and I was always like, yeah, my dad is a heavy metal musician, and they were like, whoa, what's that? So yeah, for me it was pretty hard in the beginning actually to get to meet friends and get in contact with people, because they all thought that we are such a crazy family, you know, and it's never been like this. I mean, we are also just people, or normal people, which live their own lives. And one kind of a funny thing was that I showed the video to my whole class, you know, back in the days when I went to school, and said like, yeah, that's my father, so I'm gonna show you a concert. And they were all like, really, I don't know, it was for them, they were like, what was this, please? I mean, I know your father when he comes to school and picks you up, and now I see him on stage screaming and being a different person. Of course, it is part of the deal when you go to a metal concert. And yeah, that was kind of funny because everybody was like, we don't know what to say to this. And after this, actually, people got in touch with me and say like, I like the music pretty much, and also my dad listened to that back in the days when he was a teenager or something. So it was always funny for me, and yeah, now I'm out on tour with him. Yeah, I'm using this cool Tama Superstar kit. It's actually 8 years old, and it's 22-inch kick. Then I got 8, 10, 12, 14 and 16-inch toms, and yeah, just a regular 14-inch snare drum. And then I'm using Peister cymbals, all of them just like the Root series is here, with a shred bell 12-inch, and I use 2 of these special effect cymbals called PSTX 18-inch, and then I have 2 Novo Chinas 20-inch from the 2002 series, which is also, the crash cymbals are all from the 2002 series. It's 2 20-inch and 2 19-inch in the front, and then I have here my little effect side of splashes, which is an alpha thin splash combined with a 10-inch metal splash, also from the alpha series, and a regular 12-inch 2002 Peister splash. Who I met, it was the production manager of Saxon, which I met last year on a festival, or actually it was a show we played with UDO, and then we got in touch with each other for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. We didn't had contact, and then we met up, and he said like, we're gonna need a drum tech for the upcoming festival shows and the tour, and asked me if I wanted to do that. And then I started working for Saxon and teched for Nigel, and then we got in touch with each other, and it was getting along pretty good with me and him, and yeah, then the working situation was pretty good, and then we had this tour last year from October until December. And yeah, in December on the 8th, I think it was my birthday. Yeah, we've been in Newcastle, England, and then suddenly, and yeah, it was a pretty shocking situation for us that Nigel had to go to the hospital and get surgery done, and had this aneurysm in his head. Yeah, and then we stopped the tour. We had to stop it, and actually in January, the management from Saxon called me and said that Nigel recommended me to do the shows in February, and I was like, okay, good, so I will do it, of course. But for me it was in the first moment, is this just like real? Is this happening? That was my first thought. And yeah, then I spoke with Nigel and said like, okay, that's pretty nice, and such a big honor for me that you recommended me to play the shows. Of course, I knew all the songs, I knew the set list, and I've been out with them for 6 or 7 weeks last year. And yeah, that's how it come that I played the Saxon shows in February, and was a great experience for me to play with one of the biggest metal bands out of the 80s and 70s, and it was a pretty cool thing for me. We recorded a DVD in Shepherd's Bush in February, the last show sold out, and yeah, it was such a great thing for me.